What up guys, it's Valkia. Let's talk about the latest patch which just dropped on the 20th of October 2016 on the PTR, which means public test region. You can access this on the PC. The patch file size was pretty big, coming in at about 2.14 gigabytes. First of all, what we must note is that just a day ago, Jeff Goodman posted on the official Blizzard forum stating that we may be surprised at the patch notes and that they're trying something a little bit different this time on the PTR. The PTR version that is dropped is version 1.50032486. So let's take a look at the changes. Now these changes are pretty crazy, but don't forget this is just on the PTR, so they're just testing the waters to see what the gameplay will be like. Let's take a look at general, starting off with dealing damage to non-players such as Torbjorn turrets, Symmetra turrets, or teleporters no longer charges the ultimates of the person who is shooting it. Basically, they get nothing from it anymore, whereas before you could charge up some ultimate. Secondly, now this is one of the bigger ones, ultimate costs have been increased by 25% for all heroes. That means you have to do 25% more damage, healing, whatever it is, for you to get your ultimate than in the previous version. Now, again, these are things that may never make it into a final version, but this is what they're testing currently on the PTR. So that covers the general, but let's take a look at the nerfs and the buffs of all the heroes in the patch notes, and we'll go through with some examples as well. Just as a minor update, the game modes have now got themselves a nice little change in artwork. Let's start with D.Va. Her mech health has been increased to 200, it was formerly 100, and the armor remains at 400. And the movement speed while firing has been increased by 25%. So as an example now, you can see how fast it has increased. Soldier has got himself a couple of changes to his pulse rifle. Starting off, his bullet damage has been increased from 17 to 20, which means you can take people down quicker. And his maximum bullet spread has been increased from 2.2 to 2.4, which means you'll be doing more spray. Now this is a pretty big and interesting one. Ana's Nana Boost used to give damage and movement speed. Now in the new patch, it takes away the movement speed, so you no longer move any faster than you would do normally. This is an interesting change, and it'll probably be good for dealing with those pesky Genjis when they get Nana boosted. The patch notes state that Mei's ultimate Blizzard has increased in cost by 15%. Now this is a little bit confusing considering across all of the heroes, their ultimates have been increased by 25%. So we need to work out if that goes on top of the 25% or if this is just an error on the patch notes. The healing per second has been decreased by 10% on Lucio's Amp It Up. This means it's going to take longer to heal the team. Zarya's particle barrier has also had some changes. If you shield yourself or a teammate, you're going to receive 20% less power from both of those. This is going to mean it's going to take longer for you to charge up to maximum power. So the final hero to get some changes on the PTR update is our favourite little Swedish man, Torbjorn. His scrap is now automatically generated over time, so from doing absolutely nothing, you generate scrap which you can use for armor. And the amount of scrap collected from a fallen enemy has been decreased by 40%. His forged armor now swings faster and increased speed of 25%, which means you actually build turrets quicker, but the damage has been decreased by 27%. This summarizes all of the changes for Torbjorn and in fact all of the heroes on the PTR update. Some interesting changes, so it's going to be quite interesting to see some of the quick plays. Competitive is currently not available. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how these changes are going to affect the gameplay. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you've got anything to add, make sure to drop a comment.